Okay, now ley lines is something that we're going to discuss because I believe it's a possibility. There's a lot of paranormal activity happening around areas that possibly have ley lines. And this is an excerpt from a book giving some information on it, so I'm just going to read from this. Alignments and patterns of powerful invisible earth energy said to connect various sacred sites such as churches, temples, stone circles, megaliths, holy wells, burial sites, and other locations of spiritual or magical importance. The existence of leys is controversial. If they do exist, their true age and purpose remain a mystery. Controversy over them has existed since 1925, when Alfred Watkins, an English beer salesman and amateur antiquarian, published his research on and theories in a book called The Old Straight Track. Watkins suggested that all holy sites and places of antiquity were connected by a pattern of lines he called leys. Mounds, barrows, tumuli, stones, stone circles, crosses, churches built on pagan sites, legendary trees, castles, moats, and Bailey's moats, hill forts and earthworks and holy wells were all thought to stand in alignment. Using the Ordnance Survey, Watkins claimed that the leys were the old straight tracks that crossed the landscape of prehistoric Britain and represented all types of early human activities. Now, after Watkins' theory was published, public fascination with leys remained high until the 1940s, when it began to decline. Interest revived in the 1960s and 70s as part of the New Age movement. While Britain has been the chief site of investigation, there's also interest in France, the United States, Peru, and Bolivia. Many archaeologists and other scientists dispute the existence of leys and say the theory originated by Watkins was contrived because Watkins aligned secular and sacred sites from different periods of history. Even lay enthusiasts are divided in differing camps. Some hold that the prehistoric alignments can be statistically validated. Others agree but say that the alignments continued in historical periods. Still, others contend that leys mark paths of some sort of earth energy that can be detected by dowsing and perhaps was sensed by early humans. The energy is compared to the flow of qi, the universal life force identified in ancient Chinese philosophy. Points where the ley line energy paths intersect are said to be prone to anomalies such as earthlights, poltergeist phenomena, and reported sightings of UFOs. I would have my doubt about that one, but one theory suggests that the paths are navigational aids to extraterrestrial spacecraft. Again, I'd have my doubts. These energy leys, however, do not necessarily coincide with physical alignments of sites. Despite the controversy, lay researchers hope at least to come to a better understanding of ancient sacred sites and of the people who built them. Now, this is an excerpt from a book by Jeds and Grosset, and it's just a theory of this character, Watkins, that he came up with. But a lot of people have done an awful lot of research on this since, and have discovered that there's ley lines all over the world, between Rome and France, whether it was the Rose Line or the Meridian Line. These things are there. You can find these Rose Lines, you can find these Meridian Lines. There are definite connections. So there are different people, be it scientists, be it authors that are writing stories on historical events, that make these connections between these ley lines. Now, they're believed to have been in Peru as well, and we know, like in South American countries, there are ancient pyramid temples, that were built by primitive people, the same as there is in Egypt, and they claim that there's symmetry. So is it ley lines? Is there something more to it that we don't understand? Or is there something that prehistoric man knew that we don't? Is it anything to do with Feng Shui? I don't know, where everything has to face in the right direction so it's got good energy. What did prehistoric man know that we didn't know?